So, Thomas, coming from Barclays, which is kind of an elephant if you were to move into the animal world, how does it feel being an elephant, a big company with lots of resource and strength, working with gazelles?
So first and foremost, it's a pleasure to be here this evening. Barclays is a beast. It's a huge organisation. Whenever you need something doing, it's like turning the Titanic, but we do get things done. What I will say, we're building something that's somewhat of an offshoot from Barclays per se. The high growth and entrepreneur aspect of it, based in Shoreditch, is in itself a startup. It's a growth business. We're leveraging off sort of the technology and the reputation of Barclays, but very much trying to formalise our own thing and get things done quicker. I think we're probably the biggest bank in the UK by balance sheet, certainly. And we've got, throughout our network, we've had a hell of a lot of startups, a hell of a lot of high growth companies. But to be quite frank, have just sat in our network. And for a long time we thought, how do we better serve them? And the only way to do it properly and keep up with the speed of these organisations is build something to suit. So we've come up with the sort of high growth and entrepreneur aspect of the business. The whole idea being is we get things done quicker, we move faster, we operate at the pace at the startups, and we really try and understand the entrepreneur.
Well, and Kirsten, I mean, you've certainly spent a lot of time understanding the entrepreneur and watching the startups. What do you think separates the gazelles, the ones who manage to succeed, from other startups and scale-ups?
Yeah, it's a tricky question to answer. I think some of it comes down to luck, and I think a lot of founders will say the same thing. Timing is obviously crucial. You can have the right product, but the market just simply isn't ready yet. So luck and timing certainly play a role. I suppose, the companies I've seen really succeed they have a few things in common. And the two most common traits I've seen is that their products, as a company, they're capital efficient and they're highly scalable. And I think if you want to be a gazelle, your business almost has to have those two elements to it. So to give you a few examples, if you want to take on 100 new customers, that can't cost you more than £100 if your customer's only worth £100, because then your business model is sort of flawed. The same if you're a sort of a service provider, to serve 100 new customers, you need to employ 100 new people to serve those 100 new customers. Then that becomes very tricky to scale very rapidly. So the companies, and certainly sort of at my days at CCAM, that we've seen turn into a unicorn, one example of that is TransferWise, who you might have come across. It's a peer-to-peer exchange network, and Sophie and I were discussing sort of the Estonian heritage. They seem to be very good as a nation at spinning out fantastic companies, and the two founders were Estonian but worked here in the UK, and they were forever exchanging money between them. So a very simple concept, and I think we'll come on to that. I always think companies who are succeeding have very simple concepts. It's probably paying that each and every one of us has experience. You've gone on holiday, paying high exchange rates, or as an example, I got married and it cost a fortune transferring money back and forth. And so it's just a very simple concept that everyone has struggled with, and you can adopt new users extremely rapidly. And they set up in 2011 and very quickly became one of Europe's greatest unicorns. So there are just a few examples, I think, of what I have experienced in what sets gazelles apart from the rest.
So the scalability, the capital efficiency of it, or taking a simple idea but one that can relatively quickly scale is critical.
Yeah, and just to add to that, some of the things we've seen when companies have grown exponentially are the company's ability to hustle, so actually get things for free, leverage their network, find sort of ways around getting things done. And then also the correct blend of having a tech and commercial based founder. I think sometimes people try and set things up on their own and then realise they need a co-founder as they go, or they start as co-founders, so that's either 2 or 3 of you. And it's really just having the right balance of, okay, we've got a commercial guy who's savvy with that aspect of things, then we've got a tech guy who can sort of speak that language. And I think the marriage between the 2 or 3 is extremely important.
It's always interesting, isn't it?